So you're sitting in your math class, and your teacher or professor doesn't have a lesson planned. He or she is unprepared, and says, "Okay, class, today we're just gonna figure out. You have to add the numbers 1 to 100 and tell me what the answer is." Your teacher goes, sits down in their chair, and checks their email or something, and the whole class shrugs and goes, "Oh my gosh, this is gonna take forever." So you're like, "Okay, I guess I'll start." Goes 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 and you're like, "Well, this would take forever." Like, well, I'm already at, what, 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6, okay. Well, let's say I keep going, and I get 49 plus 50. Okay, I'm halfway. Let's keep going. 51. It would take too long. Let's just say I get to the end, and I'm at 97. Oops. 97 plus 98 plus 99. And finally, plus 100. Okay, well, I don't want to take too much time out of my day. I have a life. Well, how would I think about this? Is there a shortcut to this? Well, I don't know. Let's think about this. Well, hey, that's interesting. These two numbers, this group of 1, that adds up to 100, obviously. Well, what about this group? 99 plus 1. Squeeze in there. That's a second group that adds up to 100. Well, what about this group here? Well, that's a third group that adds up to 100. Hey, what about this one here? That's a fourth group that adds up to 100. So if I keep doing that, that means these two, that would be the 50th group. And that means I'd just be adding 50 at the end. Okay. So what did I just do there? Well, I'm adding 100, the number 100, 50 times, right? So it'd be 50 times 100, because 1, 2, 3 to 50, that's times 50, and each segment adds up to something just happened, so I'll say it again. So each segment adds up to 100, but what's left? What's the remainder? That's the 50. Okay, so add 50 at the end. What's that get you? Well, 50 times 1,000 is, or 50 times 100 is 5,000, plus 50 would be 50, 50, or 5,050. That's your answer. Check you out. You just saved a lot of time, didn't you? And you actually used your head. Congratulations. So you go back up to your teacher and say, "I have the answer. It's 50, 50, 5,050. And your teacher looks at you and you're like, "What? How'd you get it so fast?" And then she says, well, he or she says, "Now add from 1 to 1,000. And you say, "Well, I'll be right back. I'll do it in a second." And then you come back and you have your answer. And you're just like, your teacher's asking, how do you figure it out? How he or she figured it out? Well, this method here, I believe he was 6 years old, Gauzy. He did this in his class when he was in elementary school, I believe. And the formula to calculate the sum of the digits, of any digits that it's given, well, let's start with what we had. It's 50, what's going on? Okay, 50 times 100 plus 50, right? So that's like saying 50 times 100 plus 1 equals 100 over 2 times, well, 10, right? No, 101. It's 101, yeah, okay. So pretty much we're just saying it's like n over 2 plus n over 2 times n. which is n over 2 times 1 plus n. And that's the formula you're probably familiar with. You might have seen it as this, n times n plus, or 1 plus n, doesn't matter really, 1 plus n over 2. You may have seen it like that. But rather than knowing the formula, think about it like this. That systematical thinking can help you solve more complex problems, and then you can use this to figure out 1 to 1,000, adding up all the digits. Something similar like that. And the story goes, this is actually a real story, Gauzy, I think is his name. He, afterwards, professors from universities were coming to see how he got that number so quickly. And that's how he became pretty much famous in mathematics, for figuring out a shortcut or another way of getting an answer much faster than the typical individual. So, cool story, and that's just another reason sharing why you guys should focus on understanding the formulas, like where this came from, rather than simply memorizing it. Everything has purpose and meaning. Just try to find what it is behind it.